welcome back to my channel. Today I am sharing with you a shoe review. So Everlane very kindly sent me a range of their shoes from the Elevate Summer collection to try on, test out and review, and I wanted to share my thoughts on all of the different styles and also talk you through how I would wear them. So if you haven't heard about Everlane, it's a brand that I've talked about so much on my blog, and I've also mentioned it in a few videos on my YouTube channel as well, and I'll link them down below so you can check them out just in case you want to find out a little bit more about the brand. But essentially I really admire their ethos. I love how transparent they are, and I found that pretty much every single thing that I've purchased has been really high quality. I've just been really impressed, and I mean, I've purchased everything sight unseen, so that's a really good track record in my opinion. So while I will be doing a full review of every single piece from Everlane that I've ever purchased, today I just wanted to focus on these shoes, and as I said, I will be showing you how I style every single pair so that you can get a couple of ideas if they're a pair that you are interested in purchasing. So I've got 4 pairs of shoes down here, and I'm going to start with sandals and then move into the actual shoes themselves. And the first pair I want to talk about are the slide sandal. So these retail for about $98 US, and I've got them in the shade sand, which I really love. I think it's a perfect summer color, and I have to say these are probably my favorite style out of all of them. It's just the most wearable for me, and that is most in line with my own personal style. So what I love about these is they have this teeny little heel, and then just a slip-on mule, which is great for summertime. Now these are 100% leather. They've got a really thick leather strap across the foot, and they also have, as I mentioned before, that cute little heel, which I love. The soles, the leather, everything. The quality of these are excellent. I'm really impressed. However, the only thing I have to say is that breaking them in is a bitch. I got the worst bruises on the top of my foot from where the pressure of the strap itself hits my foot whenever I'm taking a step, and I also got some really awful blisters because I was trying to wear them in on my everyday walk to work, which I'm going to tell you now, not a great idea. I have read online from other people who've purchased these that it does take a couple of weeks to wear in, so do keep that in mind. The leather itself is very thick and reminds me of the leather from the modern loafer, so I had to wear those probably about 6 times before they started to feel really comfortable and be one of those shoes that I could reach for all the time. In terms of sizing, they fit true to size. So I am a US 9 and I got these in a US 9. They fit perfectly. In terms of how I'd style them, I love that whole very European summer look with a white shirt, a white midi skirt, and then these sandals and a huge floppy oversized sun hat. I just think it looks really chic, and I also feel like these would just kind of go with pretty much everything. But I just love the butterscotch toned leather with white. I just think it looks so crisp, so clean, and just so perfect for summer. Now this next sandal is hands down the comfiest out of the lot. They are comfortable straight from the box, and I'm talking about the street sandal. So they released these a little while ago and I was eyeing them up. They have a pointed toe, 2 straps across the foot, and then an elasticated strap at the back, so that it's really comfortable. The leather itself is really soft. This just doesn't even compare to the leather from the slide. I just find that these are so comfortable. The leather is a little bit delicate, so you can scratch it. I think I got a little scratch on the strap across the toe when I was pulling them out of the box just by accident. And then the sole is this really comfortable foamy sole. And yeah, I have to say these do fit true to size. So I got them in a US size 9 and they fit me perfectly. I'm a European 40 for those who are wondering about the conversion. But yeah, I really like these. They've really grown on me, and I think that these are the perfect kind of travel shoe if you are thinking about getting a sandal and you don't have an opportunity to wear them in. In terms of styling, I do like how these look with jeans, but for the summertime, I'd wear them with an easy black sundress, and then I feel like you can really dress them up with a cute little mini bag. So my go-to is from Lulu Guinness, but as I mentioned, I really do think you could wear these with anything, and I think it's a really nice take on this particular bandage style of sandal. Oh, and I forgot to mention that the street sandals retail for $120 US. Alright, so the next shoe I want to talk about is the leather street shoe, and I remember when these launched, everybody went absolutely nuts for them, and I can understand why. These weren't something that I was necessarily drawn to, and I have to say I have really just come to love the style. I think that they're super chic and they're a great slip-on everyday kind of sneaker shoe, except they're leather, which makes them all that more luxurious. So these retail for $135 US, which I think is really reasonable. They're kind of like a matte leather. I don't really know exactly how to describe it. You have to see it in person. Like, it's shiny, but then it's also got a matte aspect to it. There's an elasticated section here so that you can slip your foot in, and then just like the street sandals, they have that very foamy heel. And these are really comfortable. Again, I don't really think you need to wear these in. However, they do run small. They're very, very narrow. So I'm a European 40, as I mentioned before. I have these in the US 9, but I definitely need a US 9.5. They fit a little bit too tiny for me, but I think I might try and persevere and stretch them out a little bit like I did with my modern loafers. In terms of how I style these, I really like the way they look with a skinny jean and just an oversized blouse and my Everlane twill zipper tote. I think that they're just such an easy weekend shoe, that type of thing you can throw on just as you're about to go and do your errands. So yeah, very, very pleased with these, but as I mentioned, they are narrow fit. So if you are planning on purchasing a pair of these, make sure you size up half a size. Now, the final pair that I've got to share with you guys is the Modern Barbo. These are the shoe that everybody is going crazy for at the moment. They're basically a slip-on mule flat shoe. So you can see here the heel has kind of been tucked in. You can actually pull it up and turn them into a little boot, which personally I prefer the style of them when worn this way, as I feel they look a little bit less clunky on my foot. And admittedly, out of all the shoes, these were the ones that I was a little bit unsure how to style, and I wasn't really sure whether they were going to work for me. In terms of the quality, the leather on these is the softest out of all of the shoes. These just feel so luxurious. So probably the only thing that I've noticed when wearing these is that I do think you can get some blistering just here from where the leather crease is. So that's probably the only thing to just keep in mind, and make sure you've got some plasters on hand. Breaking in shoes sucks, and it just seems to be one of those things that you tend to have to go through with most shoes. But yeah, anyway. So in terms of how I'd style these, I think they look really great with a pair of white denim jeans, just skinny jeans, and then a striped top and a big oversized coat. That's just how I'd wear them at the moment. It is winter here in Sydney. I am obviously traveling right now around Europe while this video goes live, but it has been really cold here, and so these to me are just kind of like that great in-between boot for those days when it's a little bit cooler. You maybe wear the heel tucked down, so you wear them as a slip-on, and when it is a bit colder, you can pull the heel out and wear it more like a shoe. And I will try and demonstrate that in the clips that I insert so you guys can get a good idea as to how they fit. And in terms of retail price, these retail for $145, which I think is a bargain given that Acne are doing basically the same style of shoe, but theirs are probably more like $500 US. So these are definitely very good value for money. So those are the 4 pairs of shoes that I wanted to talk to you guys about from Everlane's Elevate Summer collection. As I mentioned, they all fit relatively true to size. The only shoe that I would size up in is the street shoe. They just run very, very narrow. However, the rest are definitely true to size 100%. And I'm really impressed with the quality. I find that Everlane does shoes very well. They use really high quality leathers. They put a lot of thought into the design and construction of the shoe, and I feel like they put a little bit of a modern twist on everyday basics. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video and that you found it helpful, particularly if you're planning on purchasing a pair of shoes from Everlane. I do find that they have some notes on the website which tells you whether or not the shoes are true to size or whether you should size up or down. So do kind of take note of that, and you can always email their customer service, as I've done in the past, if you're not really that sure on sizing, just to get that little extra bit of peace of mind. As I mentioned earlier, I am going to be doing a full review of everything I have from Everlane and everything that I've had in the past but maybe have sold on. So do keep an eye out for that, and I will talk a little bit more about the E1 boot and the modern loafer in that video, as I do have those 2 pairs of shoes as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to give this video a like if you did enjoy it, and I'll see you next week with a brand new video. See ya, bye!